So why is it then that I come all the way here and you want to, again, talk about football?
Because the people, they think...
No, you said you wanted to. You said you wanted to talk about football.
I do want to talk
That's
about
not very good, is it? 7.9 thousand likes? I mean...
Went out late, didn't it? Did go out late. But maybe, maybe they're not happy with the product, maybe.
Well, because they're not talking about football enough.
They're not talking about football enough, exactly.
Oh, get a life.
I like talking about football with you.
That's what we're talking about. This is the key. Like, it's not like we haven't spent enough time talking about football with each other, too.
Yeah, but...
4 years we did it. Every single day for 4 years.
Constantly evolving game, isn't it?
But I appreciate how football works, Jim.
Yeah. But that's the thing, they want to know.
What is this? What is this?
So before we get into all your guff, can I just do this one thing?
Yuck.
One thing. Right. Just quickly.
Where is it?
Well, so it should be coming in this hour whilst we're recording.
What do you mean?
So I changed the delivery date.
What, you couldn't be bothered to go and get it?
No, because it's like it gets delivered to me because it's massive, isn't it?
Okay, so it could be coming.
Yeah, it should be coming within the hour.
It's like a Christmas present.
So if you hear the bell, that's what it is.
What is it? What are we talking
Shut
about?
up.
What do people? People
up.
They don't know what we're talking about. What is it?
I'll tell them in a minute. They'll see it, won't they?
All right.
Kicking the balls things.
Yeah.
He has been a nightmare since he's come through the door. Let me just say this, okay?
Go on.
Decipher. Love the show, keep it up. Side note, the intro is a bit annoying in my opinion, bit squeaky. Off the top of my head, it would be cool to see you both sitting on a sofa, brackets, in animation, and Matrix algorithms drop down, which are famous football quotes. Just a random idea.
What? Why are all these people giving their opinions?
I don't know what's going on here. Like, tis the season. Do you know what I mean?
It's supposed to be a nice time.
Yeah, like made you a lovely brew there. Life's good.
So the options here weren't, like, if you're making someone a tea, you give them the option if they want cow's milk in it, because it's fucking tea's made with cow's milk. Almond milk, unsweetened soya, what's the other one?
Oat milk.
I know you live in Peckham.
Yeah.
You don't have to act like one of them fucking twats.
It's not like one of you're
why aren't you having... You eat cheese, why don't you eat cow's milk? What's wrong with that?
Why are you so protective of cows?
I'm not, actually. It's better for the cows if you're not milking them constantly.
Yeah, and also...
I just don't like tea like that.
And also, that more cows means more methane. So, you're welcome. Yeah, don't you specifically not eat meat to save cows?
Yeah.
Why are you shouting?
I'm just saying, give people an option.
Okay. Right, we will be talking about lots of football stuff this week because a couple of top comments off the bat. Connor S, next to no football chat.
Good.
Sarah Barber said, dreadful.
Good.
Yeah, dreadful.
Good.
I asked why, didn't reply.
Didn't.
Are you okay? Disagree. He said, best pod on the interweb. Keep up the good work, lads.
The problem is, if people don't know, then they don't know what they're getting. So they're just scumming across your thumbnail.
Right, it's the new ones, isn't it? If you're new, there will be sort of waves of football chat, but there'll also be other bits. But trust me, if you stick around long enough, you'll probably like it after a while.
Well, we use football as a conduit to get people in. But then ultimately it's about us talking about things we want to talk about.
Great point, Flav. And also, how many football podcasts
fucking shit, like
have got the sort of presence of mind to use the word conduit? Very few. So
there you go.
Gary Colbert, that's a great idea just to set a date, otherwise it might not happen.
We have set a date. It's the 11th of February.
Yeah, live show on its way. Was it 11th of February?
Yeah,
it was the 10th.
Oh, 10th.
Saturday 10th or the 11th, which I think is a Monday. So it's good. It's just good to get the dates.
It's good to get otherwise it won't happen, mate. So cheers, Gary. You're on my wavelength.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
Yeah, great name. Should we talk football? Or do you want a couple of weird places where people watch the pod first?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So we asked people for the weirdest places they watch the podcast, and
yeah,
I don't know what
we've got loads, mate. And really? For those of you excited from last week or a couple of weeks ago when you heard the fantastic Shark Facts You, we will be playing out the show with a bit of Home Wins Life / Home Wins to the song Park Life. Right, debut comment, Aaron Sharma, just checking in, first time commenting, love the pod. Anyway, hands down, the weirdest place I've enjoyed the pod was whilst waiting in the visiting hall at HMP Wandsworth Prison. Was so into it that when my mate came, I was a bit disappointed because I had to stop watching even though I hadn't seen the prick in ages. Love the pod, lads. Keep it up. Great work.
What was he in for? Let us know.
Yeah, good shout. Sweat James. That's not me. That's someone else. I listened to your podcast getting a tattoo on my leg in Japan. It was a brilliant distraction. I was craving a block of time to listen to it, so I was proper distracted. I actually listened outside in my undies, smoking bongs.
Good.
Ollie Birkbeck, the weirdest place I watched the pod was in the second aisle of my sister's wedding.
Good.
It was
weddings are shit.
It was the pod where Flav said he bummed the kids. Patrick Irving, US Navy. It's internet is quick. It's like in and then down. You can't handle the truth. Jack Nicholson. Still
not
showing that film for me.
What, Few Good Men?
Few Good Men. Tom Cruise. Patrick Irving, US Navy, have to download a bunch of entertainment before deployments. This is cool, isn't it?
They're going to Wi-Fi on the boat?
I don't know. Listen to your podcast in the middle of the Pacific while living in a 250-man berthing.
Ugh.
Spurs equal poop except for Sun. Hope QPR comes back up for James's sake. Love the podcast.
It just he took a dig at the Spurs for no reason.
Might be Arsenal money.
How much goes on in that? In those 250 man berth? But there's a lot of dick on dick action.
Yeah, it depends what you're into, doesn't it? Firstly,
dick on dick action.
Yeah, if you're into it. But what do you mean when you make that sound? Because there's a lot of different acts you can offer up.
Or it's whatever you want it to be, really. And take that as you see.
Well, you've asked a question. You've asked a question.
What do you think?
What do I think? I don't know. That's why I asked the question. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know.
No, but you talking about masturbation?
What when you said when I make that sound?
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just getting the tweet up because we've got some. We're basically going to solve Arsenal.
Is that what we're doing? Is that what the pod's?
Because you've said it a few times. Oh, I just want, and it's a troll. We know it is a troll. But
what?
I want a proper rival.
It isn't a troll. Be better rivals. You're absolute shit. I'm not talking about the football pitch. I'm just talking about as fans.
We will be talking about that.
West Ham and Chelsea are more legitimate rivals than Arsenal at the moment because they're just giving nothing. They're giving nothing.
Final one in terms of weirdest places.
Can I just explain? Just one more time. In the paper last year, at the end of the season, they said the best moment of the season,
yeah.
that all the football that's been played, the best moment for this Arsenal fans' season.
So probably the best moment of 2020, considering it's been so bad since.
For him, is the bit when Aubameyang scored and put the Wakanda Forever mask on. That's in print.
How's that still in your mind?
How can you not leave, Mo? Where's it going to go? What, my mind's just going to erase the fact? That's our rivals. That is our rivals. That's the way their fans think. And I feel sorry for the Arsenal fans that don't feel that way. I really do, because they're trying their best.
Well,
they get swallowed up in the fucking mess.
Many a problem.
Let's fix Arsenal.
We will do. Hang on. Just finally, I just like this because Romeo Cruz is first of all he's a G, but secondly was on a uni night out. Went back with a girl, couldn't get it up as I'd had a few. Good. She went to bed, so I put my earphones in and listened to the pod. Never saw her again. That's my weirdest place. Because so later on we've got BDA. If you remember last week's BDA, and BDA stands for
Big Dick Advice.
We will be talking about. There's a guy who had the opposite of not being able to get it up. All he could do is get it up. Do you remember?
No.
Basically, he's got this girl and he wants to be smooth, but he keeps getting erections.
Yeah, he gets erection the minute she walks in the door.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you've got some BDA from that, but I like the outlook from Romeo here, where he's got the opposite, where he's gone. It's not you would generally consider to be worse. The idea that you can't get it up rather than you've got it up all the time. Yeah. And he's so chilled out that she's devastated. He's gone. Gets his headphones out and goes, you've still got to watch the pod though.
I like the fact it's at her place. It's at her place.
Yeah, what's the Wi-Fi code?
She's
brilliant. And last quick one, promise you before we get to football. Debut comment from...
Can you draw those cards? Because...
Do you not feel safe?
No, I feel safe. It's just people can see us. We look like a pair of... We're about to start a porno.
Which we're not. New Jacket Lovers debut comment. Farhad the Jag. Hi guys, greetings from Kuwait.
Still a gap, man. What you've done is nothing. Look, you've drawn a pair of curtains before, haven't you?
I've not. I mean, it's not as an important part of my life as clearly as yours.
You don't want people looking in.
Right. Hi guys, greetings from Kuwait.
Kuwait.
Love the pod. Hashtag debut comment. Please don't ask me to write a 100-word paragraph about my country.
Write a 100-word paragraph about your country or next week, or never watch it again. I want to know. 100 words, please.
Yeah.
On Kuwait.
What are you offering?
Because what we know about it is the Gulf War and oil, right, and sand. That's my understanding, and that's pretty limited. Yeah. I know as much about Kuwait as Tommy Robinson does. That's what level. So I don't want to have. I need knowledge is power, isn't it?
That's a chunky net, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. It's warm. It's quite warm. Although it attracts bits.
Yeah.
Bits of fluff and that.
Should we do any other business before going into Arsenal? You want to get it done. Let's solve this. Let's solve this.
I don't really want to solve it.
Every problem. So I tweeted this at James Allcott. Fancy it. I'd love to go through all the problems that need solving at Arsenal during the pod tomorrow. Yeah. Big or small, what are they? Let me know and we will talk through them. Okay. So we need to solve these. Because what I'm sick of in this world is, a lack of that, of solutions. So let's solve these. First of all, this comes from the James and Flav community page. One of the biggest problems with Arsenal, in my opinion, is that AFTV has given the mouthy, polarising minority of fans a soapbox and a megaphone to voice their opinions with, meaning the calm, rational majority of Arsenal fans have their opinions drowned out.
That's a tough. You're asking us to talk about that?
I think we probably need to.
One of the problems at Arsenal is Arsenal fan TV or AFTV. That's undeniable, but it's how much of a problem can a show like that or a page has 1.1 million or something like that, right? But how much it can't affect the way the football club runs, can it? What's he saying?
It's a PR thing, isn't it? I think with AFTV. And what's a difficulty for AFTV, which is not something. Well, it is something they've created, but it's not. It's a situation that they're now in that they probably never thought they would be in. Is probably the steer and the power of their voices.
Yeah.
For so long, football fans were this unheard voice that didn't get the respect it deserves, didn't have the influence that it deserved, blah, blah, blah.
Sometimes it's better that we don't have that respect, though, isn't it?
Well, with any voice, you wonder, don't you?
With great power comes
great responsibility, Robbie.
That's Spider-Man.
And I think the bottom line is...
Robbie, like he's watching.
Yeah, give it. Yeah.
All right, Rob.
Yeah, Rob. We've got to get these videos out.
How many fans have they brought to the club? Loads.
Yeah, it's not a black or white thing, is it?
Like Arsenal wouldn't do something completely unethical to get loads more fans. Like they won't do a tour of Saudi Arabia at some point.
Yes, true.
You can see it.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. You think they wouldn't do a 39th game if it meant 100,000 more fans in America?
Well, there was
of course they would do it.
Yeah.
But now they're being high and mighty about Arsenal fan TV. Ultimately, the football club belongs to the fans. It's not the club's perspective or responsibility to be telling Arsenal fan TV or AFTV anything. If other fans want to, they have a problem with it, then that's fine as well.
Yeah, I would say...
But it's nothing to do with the club.
I would say that there's that in itself this question doesn't have an answer. In life, I think you should try to want to be helpful. Okay? So if you're trying to be helpful... If everyone who's on that platform thinks they are being helpful, crack on.
Right. What do you think they're actually being? Helpful is a weird expression. What in this context?
You want your team to win, don't you?
So
you want your team to be the best it can be.
So you're having a positive influence on the team, whether that's trying to fix wrongs or support the club.
Yeah, and there are two spins on this. Okay.
Go on.
So one spin is you need to say it how it is, so that people understand, so that things can change. That in terms of sort of protesting or whatever it is, take that away from football in life, right? You need to do that. Another side of it, you could say, is that if it feels like it's always negative, that might not be helping the team or helping the situation that they're in. That's the difficulty with that you find yourself in when you're so far down a road as you are with AFTV.
Yeah.
They are so... You can't not do the fan cams. You can't just go, right, we're going to leave the fan cams here because we've had a bad week. And you can't just not go, you can't... Robbie's been very clear in what he believes is helpful to Arsenal, which is giving people a voice, giving people an opportunity. And a crucial thing to remember is that, yes, DT and Troops and those guys do it, but he does always hear from a lot of different football fans. But the size of it...
I wish he didn't, though. It just takes longer to scroll through, doesn't it? To find DT.
But the problem... The thing that he has to admit...
And I'm like... Yes, sorry.
The thing that he has to admit is that the strongest voices go the furthest and have the biggest impact. And he knows which are his strongest voices. Are they positive voices for the club?
Maybe not when things are bad, no. But Robbie sees Arsenal as bigger than the football club, and he sees the fans as important as the football club as the players and the owners. So for that, he's got to be commended, I think.
And that's why I go back to the start of it. I wouldn't say there was a QPR version, right? Try not to laugh. Say there was a QPR version.
I'm sure someone's tried.
I wouldn't go on it. Or if I was to go on it, I would go on it and I would speak in a way that I felt was about creating solutions or being helpful in terms of what I'm saying. You can still be honest and true and do those things. But that's the road that I would go down. But everyone is different. Everyone is totally different. And it's not for me to say that something is right or wrong. But I think you can be brave enough to say, I'm happy to be brave enough to say that. Is AFTV helpful all the time? I'm not sure it is.
No, it causes problems, 100%. I don't think anyone denies that.
But and I think they would understand, and I would appreciate if they admitted that as well.
But why do they have to? Why don't they just crack on
because
with what they do?
Because then you can understand that things aren't black and white. You can understand that there is an element of grey in this, and that that hearing football fans having more of a voice is a brilliant, brilliant thing. But the situation that they're in there, that does lend itself to negativity in a more powerful light than it does positivity.
Yeah.
That's what
I would say the criticisms and negativity you should listen to are those from your own fans. I think that's the only thing that's valid. Like TalkSport, Simon Jordan having a dig at Robbie, sorry. Other people. Robbie's always kind of held his own when someone's big enough to have some sort of influence to get through to Robbie.
And he's always happy to talk it through.
Talking through and hold his own. And he's essentially been banging the same drum. He said, look, I'm giving a platform for fans. And that's all it is. Now, again, look, I can understand why other Arsenal fans want it gone. Because as much as I'm not sure, I'm sure Robbie understands this, or maybe doesn't want to admit it, but the fact is that a lot of it is about other fans using it as ammo to hurt other Arsenal fans with. But that's a part of football. It's always been that way.
It's part of the modern world now as well, where all of these different, it's the same for full-time Devils. Have had that. You've seen Liverpool in an incredible period in their history, so they're almost lucky with that, with the fan channels, and that you haven't seen that sort of darker side. But previous years they've had to go through those things. That's the problem with making content, is it can get picked up and it can become memed or taken out of context. Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, there's all other fans have got it as well. We've got our one called. It's called We Are Tottenham TV, and they get stick. They get a lot of stick, but because they're not as successful as AFTV, it's a scale.
I always think that's an interesting thing.
Red Men get stick.
Yeah, but I think that's something to think about, because I always go back to this argument. Who is it? Simon Amstel and Never Mind the Buzzcocks. Yeah, he came into it, and he was. So this was a comedy show, and had this panel show, and it had this comedian called Simon Amstel, and it'd have like musicians on, and basically Simon Amstel would just destroy them, just take the piss out of them throughout the show. He was incredible at it.
He was savage.
He was savage, but he was great.
He was brilliant at it, but I was surprised he hasn't got lumped.
Yes. But so that's the point, right? But the reason he didn't get lumped was because initially he came on the show and was like, who is this guy? And he was here, and the musicians were here. Yeah. But as the seasons went by, it turned into that. And Simon Amstel was picking on these other people, and the tone was different and wrong and not fitting or not helpful to that show. And so he walked away. Yeah. That's where I think Arsenal fans are a little bit.
The plucky underdog to the bully.
Yeah, and so when you change, when that changes, and that's not Robbie's fault. Robbie works so hard to create what he's created, but they are in a different situation now. So maybe the sort of the judgment of them has to be tweaked a bit.
One of Robbie's most admirable qualities, and we know him, like we've spent a lot of time with him, right? Is he just He's just like that, right? And people come and take shots, but he just won't let him get off. And that's part of the reason why it's so successful. I did actually think, though, that I thought that he come out of that TalkSport argument with Simon Jordan not looking their best because he went up against someone who's like hyper talented and hyper intelligent and massively opinionated. And the problem is that Robbie attacked it with how many games you've been mentored, which works against a fan, but he's not a fan. Or he maybe claimed to be a fan of Crystal Palace. But as he said, he's owned the football club. Like his answer to that was Rob couldn't come back. It often, like their go-to is like, we go home and away, therefore we can do what we want, which is an attitude of lots of home and away seasons. If you're at any club, like you've got Spurs fans and then you've got proper Spurs who go home and away, right? And I think it's the same with Robbie and DT and Troops and that. They go home and away, and therefore they see themselves as should be able to pass comment on these things.
Yeah, well, that's it. I hope I'm clear in saying I don't think it should be stopped or like you shouldn't hear from their opinions. But just as much as you should accept their opinions, you don't have to agree with them or enjoy them. No. Like I've got to be honest, and this is part of the problem is I enjoy it less now that they're all a bit calmer. Like now DT's being very measured. It's like, this is not as interesting. I want him to be exploding. I want him to be going mad. I haven't watched it for a while. Well, I do watch it every time they lose. And my dad does as well. He loves it. But I just don't know. Can you solve that problem then? Is it a problem? I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't think it's a bigger problem, man. And ultimately, he's entitled to do what he wants. He's talking about his football club. If you don't like it, go and have a word with him. Some people have done, but until he should be able to. In the world we live in, free to do whatever he pleases. And look, they've come under a lot of stick, and they're still there. So you've got to give them some props for that. Right, Shab. He's got some problems he needs to sort out. Yeah. Awful centre-backs. Buy new ones. Full-back crisis. Buy new ones. Accommodating lacquer. Don't. Missing midfield. Buy new ones. Lack of identity. New manager. Lack of leaders. Buy new ones. Summer worries. Orba, Lacquer, Torreira leaving. They're all going. Replace them. Managerial appointment. Replace him. We haven't even got in yet. The board owner with no ambition. Nothing to do with that. They own the club. It's their club, not yours. Political problems. Ozil. Just get rid of Ozil. He's more of a problem. He is a problem. Just get rid of him. Buy another one. Okay, hope that helps. The big watching the game yesterday. I now understand why he's playing Xhaka. Why? That midfield is like the biggest mess ever. And Xhaka's probably the best of it. I thought Guendouzi was supposed to be the next best. Guendouzi's good, but not in that position. What position should he be in? He should be an 8. You play a 3. So right, okay. Man City, Rodri gets injured. Fernandinho gets injured. Yeah, they've got a great squad. No, but my point is DMs, right? In particular, Fernando and Rodrigo. Right. That kind of DM is so important. Liverpool, Fabinho, Spurs. You've got Dyer or Sissoko. They might not be good, but defensively they're good. All right. But they were terrible on the ball against Wolves in that game. But look, Spurs ain't a good example. Spurs are a good example because you've got enough steel there to stop. No, forget about passing and keeping the ball and all that stuff. They should sign. Here's a solution. I get what you're saying. Matic and Fellaini, get them in. Solve so many problems. Torreira, he's tiny. He's so small. That's coming from me. And Torreira, and in order for them to solve problems in the short term, get Matic from United. I think so. I watched that. It's probably not the worst idea, just because I'm not saying he will stay there. Yes, you watched the game yesterday, and actually, for the first 20 minutes of that game, yeah, they played all right. I thought they played all right. Yeah, they did. And they just got sort of unpicked by class. Yeah, unpicked by exactly. Two incredible goals. Yeah, I wouldn't lose your head, Arsenal fans, over that game at all. They're Man City. They're going to do this to most people. But the bigger mess was like the ball goes over left and Guendouzi runs over there. Well, then is that right? Just he's got big floppy hair. Every time the ball then came into the middle, I think there was a pass where De Bruyne would sort of counter attack down the right, and he sort of waited for Sterling to kind of get to this position. And the acres of space that he had in front of the two centre backs, that sometimes one player can make 4 or 5 players look 10 times better.
Definitely.
And as bad as the centre backs quite possibly are, and Carragher was at him yesterday. I couldn't believe it. So he's like, they're awful, aren't they? I was like, wow, they're awful, aren't they? They go back when they're supposed to go forward. They go forward when they're supposed to go back.
And then I spat on a child.
He's so aggressive when he talks. Anyway, not having that guy in front is just like, it's not acceptable. That is a huge oh my god, I can't believe. Are we in 2003? Get a DM. You need a centre midfielder who just sit there and loves defending. It's so obvious.
All I would say, well done, Jim. That's good. You got that off your chest. Feel better?
It's time to go.
Basically, the quickest fix is to change the manager, get someone in who's good and knows what he's doing.
Arteta looks like it's going to happen.
Don't know anything about him. What's he done? He's been.
Man, won nothing.
But that's the point. But also, he's look. It's the fact that they're taking their time is a positive thing. The fact that losing the next 3 games and getting the wrong manager is going to be much more damaging in the long run. If you lose the next 6 and get the right one, it's a better fix, right? So they've looked at Arteta. There's someone they've identified before, but we don't know their prerequisites to signing him. We don't know why they're interested in him. It can't be just because he's number 2 and he used to play for Arsenal. He must have some excellent qualities as a coach as well. And is he a manager rather than a coach?
Apparently, when it comes to respect, I think he will. I think when it comes to Man City, and in terms of respect, he's going to get more respect at Arsenal or Everton than any other club, obviously.
Tell me a number 2 that's ever really gone on to do anything.
Jose Mourinho.
Not really.
What do you mean?
Number 2 to who?
To Bobby Robson.
Sorry, he went from translator to assistant manager.
Van Gaal's assistant manager.
Really? All I'm saying is Jurgen Klopp's weird little mate went to Huddersfield. What's he?
I don't know, where is he now?
Where is he?
Well, he's coaching in, I think he's at Schalke.
Doing well, is he?
Yeah, it's in exciting games actually coming up the Europa League, I think. So Arteta, it makes more sense now than it did a year ago.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the right time then. I think he's got a year's more experience and experience of winning football as well. So I think sometimes if you came from that into an atmosphere and a culture that isn't right, because I think that's another thing that is probably it feels like it's sort of maybe a lazy thing to label it something, but actually it's in a few of these where it's like the culture's all wrong. I think the one thing you don't have to worry about at Man City is the autonomy of Guardiola and the culture that he creates, because that's what he had at Barcelona.
Yeah,
and
drags it along with him.
Yeah, and of course, and he, as much as he has these incredible squads, he expects excellence, and so he will see the gaps in that and the people that don't have that if he was to go to Arsenal. Yeah. The other thing I would say is that it's like the coaster thing.
I'm constantly doing that. Sorry.
The other thing I would say is that he works quite individually with these players as the sort of number 2. So the man management side, you would imagine he has been able to sort of hone that in over the last couple of years. One thing they haven't had is adversity. He hasn't really dealt with that.
Or he's never managed a football club either. That bit.
But I think if you're literally walking side by side with the best manager in the world for 2 years, then that's helpful. Isn't it? It's a gamble, right? He's cheaper as well, probably.
Yeah. A joking Pep's going, don't go, Mikel. Don't do it. I'm so happy here with you, Mikel. I'm so happy you're like a little brother to me. Mikel, don't go to us.
It's only Mexico.
You could go anywhere.
Stay with me.
We'll travel the world together. It's a fucking big job.
That's
and
why
it has the potential to go wrong so badly. And do they have the money to compete anymore?
That's a good point. Well, that was the question I said actually on Twitter. It was like, is this a bad team?
Yes.
An unbalanced squad,
it's not a bad
or
team.
A badly coached team?
It's just
which one is it?
It's all of those. It's there's lots wrong there that can be fixed if a leader comes in and stamps his ideals onto the football club, gets rid of some of the people that are a problem. Aubameyang. We said it when he joined. A player like that doesn't join for £50 million, doesn't leave a club like Borussia Dortmund for huge money. if there isn't a player.
That's a lot of goals you'd be losing. Second top goal scorer in the league.
£50 million?
What is that money? Is that big money?
Well, no, I'm saying he signed to Arsenal for 53 million.
Yeah.
Like,
he scored a lot of goals. Like in terms of end product.
Exactly. So why did he only sell for 53 million? What's the problem with him? He's damaged.
Eric saying Wenger left us in such a terrible state. The players are far too comfortable. He's the only one giving a go at the youngsters, and players are not established.
This is a great point. 11. Is that you forget how institutionalised that place was. Arsene Wenger was Arsenal. And he made the club ran like he wanted it to for 20 years. It's going to take time to transition out of that. It will. So, be patient. And just fucking sacking everybody. The minute something goes wrong, get him out.
But going back to that squad then. Is it?
Do you
get it?
Is it?
Go on, you get it.
Well, what if he touches me?
So this is kicking in the balls. This is our delivery on its way. You're about to see it. If you want to get your own, you can do so. Link is in the description. Use our 10% code. And more importantly, or just as importantly, sorry, become a patron. If you become a $3 patron, you're in you have a chance of winning this. He's just gone out to get it. To win this. For those of you listening, basically Flav's just gone out to get the package. Which is about to blow your minds. I'm not really sure we're going to fit it, but she'll be fine. You can tell I'm feeling a little bit. Sure, whilst he's gone, let me talk about Arsenal. So, I actually think that is back. There she is.
Was she still talking the whole time?
Fill him, isn't
You're a pro.
Yeah.
So we open it now?
Yeah, do you need scissors? Tutty needs scissors. Right, here we go.
Latecomers will not be admitted. Oh
no, it's upside down. It's upside down.
Alright, I'll just take it out.
Yeah, take it out.
This looks a bit of alright,
So, yeah.
Jeez!
Become a patron, you got a chance of winning this.
Oh, no, what? Fuck it. What's going on? Alright. I'm not going to get it Christmas time.
Don't rip it.
What? The bubble wrap?
Yeah.
You can buy a bit of bubble wrap.
I'm not buying anything.
You like that, don't you?
There she is.
Oh, shit, son!
Look at that. It's got a special room. No, it hasn't.
And that is, look, his actual signature.
It's not,
he did
it's
it. He did it himself. Actual.
That's a replica of his signature. But that is pretty cool. That'll look very good in any room.
Holy what's the guy's name again? I forgot. Eric, can I have this? And you send another one to whoever wins.
Let's
special
do
one.
This off camera.
Special one.
Mourinho. So there you go.
This, and it says on the back, this certificate confirms that the display is a unique kickingtheballs.com product made by professional grade framing materials of the highest quality.
So there you go. Become a patron. $3. That's all.
$3 and you win that. $3 and you win it. You get it.
Guaranteed win.
Every $3 wins.
That's enough of Arsenal. Chelsea, Spurs this weekend.
Yeah, bigger than it.
Who's better?
Well,
who will finish higher? Is Lampard a fraud?
What did we say? Do I have to remind? Don't want to be smug about this, right?
Yeah.
But
go on.
The rope around his neck.
It's always there.
Is either short or it's long. Every manager has it. His is longer than it should be because the fans love him. He's just 4 out of the last 5 Premier League games.
He said he's not happy, didn't he? After the latest, latest defeat.
That isn't my...
Lampard hanging. See the headlines? I was just walking about. I saw these headlines. Like, when they're having a thing, there was a paper boy running about and he said Lampard hanging by a thread.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got. We were chatting on WhatsApp when we were with Craig, Chelsea fan. He said he's got to go.
I don't think he was joking. He likes his...
Not how I read it. I thought it was pretty clear. Bit tired, aren't they? That's the thing. They're just children. They're so young. They're so young. They
played a lot of football.
Like, a bit ratty. They can't win the game.
I need a banana. I'm not playing. I'm not like Spurs aren't flying. Like we've got some good results, but we're not complete by any stretch of the imagination.
You've gone from, what was it Mourinho said? You've gone from 12 points to 3 points off 4th.
Yeah, it's fucking
He's
mad.
done all right,
like before he joined, I was like, I'm like we're not going to. I'm cool with it. We're not going to have Champions League next year.
Yeah.
But with the momentum, the results picking up.
Hang on a minute. You could win the whole thing. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we've just been drawing RB Leipzig in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I was just going to get that up. So Champions League draw happened today.
They are top of the league, and we were just pumped home and away by a team that's currently 6th.
I've got to say, when you see like the list, well, I always think some things, like we're going to talk about unwritten rules in a sec, but there is certain things just always happen every year.
What's that?
And for example, there's always like a team that becomes a bit of the sort of story that they don't win it. Monaco, Porto actually did win it, didn't they? That year, Ajax last year.
Yeah,
they don't always win it. I remember back in the day, Dynamo Kiev. Do you remember Dynamo?
Yeah, of course. With Shevchenko and Rebrov up front.
Rebrov, yeah, and then you signed, didn't you?
Yeah, we got the shit one.
So, when I looked at this, I've got to say
that's Banaskin.
RB Leipzig were the one that I was like.
Well, they got that. What's his name? Nengelhammer. What is it called? Nengelhammer. Nagelsmann. Yeah. Him. It's good, isn't he? Is he the one that's like 30?
Yeah, he's really young.
Mate, he literally needs to lose his virginity. Like, what is he doing? He's 30 years old and he's still playing. Like, he's almost like a professional Championship manager player, isn't he?
Does feel like that.
Professional football manager.
Yeah, he's not.
Like he's basically got his job by winning back-to-back Champions League on Football Manager. It's
funny, isn't it? That sort of young success, you generally like that. That gets you more women, but his early success makes you think that he's
definitely not.
He's not been.
He's a eunuch.
Getting involved. Yeah, he's just been concentrating on stats.
Yeah, it's just all he can do is concentrate on the football.
So yeah, Tottenham, RB Leipzig.
I'm wary, very, very wary.
Away second leg.
A lot. Are we? Yeah.
Looks like it. Yeah.
A lot of people have been like a tough with a draw. Because it's RB Leipzig, forgetting the fact that they're actually a really quality outfit this year. So I am very cautious, and I would say over 2 legs, it's going to be really, really difficult. Really difficult. If we do beat them, then anything's on. It's on. Like, we could get to the Champions League final again if we get past this. Like, I'm much more confident about that. There's some big teams that are drawn against each other.
So yeah,
Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid, Man City against Real Madrid. 2 of those are going. Bayern, I don't understand how they're.
See, Leon did something against
who did Bayern get drawn with?
Bayern against Chelsea.
Chelsea are well out, mate. Absolutely out. Bayern, home and away, were the best team we've played, bar none, in years.
It's about time they kind of had a stronger run in the competition as well, and that's exactly why
they got a manager. They got an interim manager, and he's just absolutely. Honestly, I was watching it. It was like that. Their left back, Alphonso Davies, Canadian, but he's not Canadian. Can't be.
What do you mean?
He's just too good.
Canadians too good to be Canadian. Yeah, I've had that one.
Paul Stalteri was their
Mark Bircham.
Exactly. That's a Canadian footballer. Not Alphonso Davies, left back. He must be like, fuck's sake!
Yeah.
Like, why am I fucking Canadian? Like, I must have a grandma that's French somewhere. Must.
Do you remember Ryan Giggs? Like he did like Reebok adverts and because he played for England schoolboys, didn't he?
Yeah,
and then he obviously played for Wales, and he is Welsh, and it's Welsh manager now, so he's obviously proud to be Welsh. Yeah. He did I remember the Reebok advert going like it was something like I'm Welsh, like get over it, that kind of thing. Oh. Deep down, he was going, it's too late. Yeah, it's too late now.
Yeah.
I mean, I would if I could, but it's too late now.
But, there's not a lot he wouldn't do either, is there? Ryan Giggs. He literally bummed his brother's wife. Imagine that. Imagine doing that to your brother.
Bum.
Yeah, imagine you, your sister's husband.
Did you know if he bummed her? Just like,
what?
Was it?
What
just
do you
tell me it was just sex. Tell me it was just normal sex.
No, he definitely bummed her. I heard it.
I bummed her.
That's much worse, isn't it? If your missus cheats on you and she gets bummed, that's so much worse for some reason. But what I'm saying is that if you went like if you bummed your if you bummed your sister's wife.
A sister's wife?
A sister's husband.
Right. What? Oh, right.
She married.
Had a gay relationship with... Right, yeah.
Yeah, like, that'd say something about your character.
Yeah, but You haven't got any other option, have you? That's like if it's like a heterosexual thing.
It's worse.
There's layers.
You've got a vagina. You don't have to be bummed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. Yeah. All that and more only on the Jack and Podcast. Hit that like button. Atletico Madrid. That is tricky for Liverpool. Chelsea are going to struggle against Bayern Munich. I think Leon could do something against Juventus. And now, is there any way Pochettino could be managing one of these sides and you get them in the Champions League?
Bayern, I would have thought.
Could that happen?
I hope so for Pochettino. Like he'd almost like that's a better option
because there are stories that just slowly like kind of merge together. Yeah. I can see that.
Still going on about it. Get Pochettino in. Why would he go there? Literally, why? He had his pick of any club, any vacancy, and why is he going to go to Arsenal?
Well, it's
not happening.
Yeah. It's sort of rose-tinted glasses for Arteta. He's obviously got like huge. That's the good thing That's why I kept going back to Eddie Howe and Benitez. It's people who can like have dealt with stuff and got more experience than Arteta. The thing that Arteta's got over both of them is that time with Guardiola over Eddie Howe maybe, but like more importantly the affection, because basically you need, like you're saying, like long rope, short rope. You need as much affection as possible to give yourself a chance at Arsenal.
Yeah. It's a poison job, isn't it? It's like
do you know what someone said? I listened to a podcast this morning. It was a nothing performance by a nothing club. I was like,
was that an Arsenal?
I was like, no, it was a journalist. I was like, calm down. It's not that bad.
A nothing club.
He said it twice because he also wanted to get it. He wanted to get it out there. I wonder if he Spurs or something.
A nothing performance by a nothing club. That is fucking gunning.
Too far. That's what I've really noticed it this year. Pundits are going like full whack.
Can I have that, please? I want to click that and send it out on Twitter. Time heals the pain. You ain't the problem. You know what that is? Let us know in the comments below. The song.
Flav just did a TalkSport interview quickly. Yeah. How'd it go?
Good. We regurgitated everything you said.
Yeah.
It's not like you came up with it, is it?
It's exactly like it.
All right.
Just through my
mate calls me plagiarism.
Yeah.
It's Bardi actually. Do you remember we did?
You have a different voice when you talk sport.
Do I?
You get punditry. Because you've got no choice. That's what they want.
That's what they want.
What do they want? What do you think they want?
That's what they want. They just want paint by number as answers.
Really?
It's BBC, isn't it?
Yeah. That's.
So do you really want to hear about the bummings?
I think maybe test it.
Pochettino bummed the kids, didn't he? Do you imagine that on telly?
Yeah.
Being it, wouldn't it? I'd never get on again.
Probably not. Unwritten rules, just one this week. SA, unwritten rule, when an unemployed manager appears on Sky Sports Monday Night Football, he's auditioning for a job. Rafa Benitez was on it last week.
Yeah, Jose was in for a long time, wasn't he?
Yeah. So yeah, I would agree with that. Drunk comments. We asked you some, go out there and do it. Toby, this isn't really funny, I just want to just check in on you really, mate. Toby White, right boys, I'm writing this before going out on a night out. Hopefully my drunken self will come back to show my journey of the night. Wish me luck. Didn't reply after that, so Toby, if you could just check in.
Or you're dead.
That'd be good.
If you're dead.
If you're dead, just let us know.
Yeah, let's let you know. Just, do you know how grim it would be?
Don't.
Well, no, we don't know Toby, it doesn't matter if he's dead or not. But I'm just saying like, how grim it would be is if your mates... like message you, your mate's mum message you and say, oh, by the way, I've just seen you've been talking to my son, he died. I never want to see one of them. Fears right there.
Yeah, good point. Speaking of big questions, is smoking cool? We discussed that last week on the podcast.
Of course it is.
Kaelan, we're asking if the youngsters out there, if it still works in terms of, is it the right kind of honey to attract the lady bees? And smoking has always worked for me. Found it's even better if you smoke weed, as girls want to come with you to smoke it. Bit creepy.
That is a little bit. So I'm going to smoke weed so these girls come along and,
Yeah, smoking's on.
Oh, all right, Sharon. All right, Sharon. Want a bit of spliff here?
Smoking where I am. I've got weed if you want it.
Yeah, but you got to let me bum you though, right? Have the weed, get the dick.
Yeah. You want to smoke the weed, you come outside with me, won't you? That sounds like it would work.
Sure.
And this is a bit sad. This guy called himself Caressa Dick. And sometimes with you actually, we don't know these people when you're commenting. and so your your picture profile. That's how I see you. So this Caress a Dick present, the picture is just Steve McLaren. So it's all a bit sad, right off the bat. And then he said, "I can confirm smoking does not lead to sex when you're younger, nor vaping, nor anything else I've tried." Oh. Anyway, great pod.
You think it's Caress a Dick, mate? It's probably that. It's tough, isn't it? I don't know how old you are, but it's tough. So just get brass.
Or just hang in there. Right, I'm gonna have to move this.
Why?
You know why.
Oh yeah. Shit, have you got the lyrics?
No, do that at the end. Right. That's always on the drop. Yeah. You had a little home in yourself?
I did.
Didn't you? Send me a video. Should I insert it?
Should you?
Could do.
What do you think?
Yeah, go on then. It's gone in. Flav sent me this.
Will you remember? Fucking fine home win, my son. Right? That is a finished fireplace with wood burner. But what it weren't before was a finished fireplace with wood burner. Before it was pretty much a war site, my son. Right? So what I did, I pulled all the stone out. When I say I pulled all the stone out, actually, all right, Frank, my son actually pulled the wood out, the stone out. He did that himself, and I paid him 10 quid for it. But he did that bit. But what we did, and when I say we, it was me and my missus, and mainly my missus, is we put loads of adhesive down. Right, put some adhesive down. We had this bit of stone here. We had that measured up, and when I say measured up, my missus measured it up. Right, she measured it all so it fit perfectly. And what we did, and what my missus mainly did was lift the stone and put it into place. Now, when we put the wood burner back, it didn't quite fit inside the fireplace. So what we thought was, let's saw a little, Frank, innit? That's what we did. We sawed a little bit of that out there, and a little bit of that out there, and now it fits pretty much perfectly. And I say we sawed it out. Mainly the missus did it, really. She did the sawing. And what we did, once we'd sawed it out, we pushed this back in. Not before, fitting the flue under there. And when I say we fit the flue, my missus made it, because our arms fit. Mine don't fit, 'cause they're too fucking big. And basically what we got there is a finished fireplace, and I hope that we don't die from carbon dioxide poisoning just before Christmas.
Oh,
you're on the paywall when you're in it.
Fortunately, my core is insane right now, so I don't think.
Is it? Have you lost a bit of weight?
Hey,
are you looking?
Really, I haven't lot. It doesn't. On the scales, I haven't lost much weight.
Muscles have been fat.
I mean, possibly, but I've found some abs somewhere. Right?
Yeah.
Fam said to me. Do you know what Fam said to me?
Yeah.
She said that looks good, doesn't it? And I just said, "Dad, you see that, guys, or listeners?" She said to me at the start of this year, because I lost a bit of weight at Wembley last year.
That's right. Yeah.
And she went. I said, "Do you know what? I think I could get a 6-pack. I reckon I could get a 6-pack."
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah." She went, "Oh." I was like, "All right." Oh, Dan. She went, "Yeah, that'd be amazing." And she said this. She went, "I've never been with a guy with a 6-pack." I was like, thanks a lot. That's good. Because you've always been a fat blob, James.
So what you said as well?
No, she didn't say that. But she said it with her eyes.
No, not been a blob.
She said it with her eyes.
Mate, I'm the same. Like, my missus didn't sign up for this. She didn't sign up for what's under here. Right? She didn't. She didn't sign up for it. And she's too polite to say. She would never say to you, she doesn't call me Flav, but she didn't say, "Flav,
what's she going?
You've got to go for a run." She'd never say it to me, but she's thinking it. She's definitely thinking it.
Do you know, the thing is, well, it's totally unfair. I've said to my missus before, like, tell me if I'm like, or if I need to get myself in shape or whatever.
Did she?
I think she's tried. She said one or two things, and then I'm like super hypersensitive.
Of course. What are you doing? I was trying to hang myself there for some reason.
Yeah, because there's no way. Like, if your missus came in, she went, "Quick run."
Yeah, because
you've just gone.
But she's thinking of it. She's not. She's too nice to say it, so she won't. And I know that I need to do it for her, and I need to do it for myself, Jim, mainly.
Mate,
I just don't want to. It's so boring.
Do you know what? You've got to start.
Imagine looking in the mirror. Imagine looking in the mirror, and I was just like, just a little outline of just muscle there.
Oh, mate, it's great. It's great.
Is it? Let's have a look.
Let's
have a look then. No. Do it now for the camera.
You'll see it in the spinning video.
They're paying £3 for this. Do it.
See it.
Do it.
Take your top off. What do I want to? Home wins time.
No, what I want you to do. Have you ever performed for a camera before? Just take your top off, love.
That shit. Last week, take your top off.
Love.
No, say no.
What would they
Can't say copy things in an American accent. You can't say take your top off,
love.
It doesn't work.
Darling.
Home wins time. That is when, as you've seen with Flav, when you get some DIY done round the house, and
just in case.
What did you need?
Like that. Just leave it like that. So I look creepy. Do you know what I mean? Stand in the middle of the road.
Why has he got a hammer?
Anyone comes near me, I'll smash your fucking head in, son. Yeah. These are fucking home wins.
Okay.
Respect.
Right. So on the smoking front, V Larson saying, "I'm not a fan of smoking. However, pausing your story to smoke is class. Mid-smoke, and I'll sit you. I grabbed him by the throat, and then
fucking throat.
Yeah, I left it.
You've not smoked before, have you?
I did a double there, didn't I? Yeah, I don't know. Well, no, I have. I've smoked.
When?
Loads.
It's pathetic that you pretend to smoke.
Constantly smoking. Pretending to smoke is cooler than actually smoking.
No, it's pathetic that you're pretending to smoke. You feel like it's going to affect your street cred on this.
Yeah,
it's
I
fine
think
that you never had a bag.
Long gone. Don't worry about that. Right, V Larson saying, yeah, he said what he said. Right, here we go. First off, we've got a couple of accents this week. A few different accents. Check it out. Nick, can kick off with a traditional one. Nicholas Sinanan. Home wins. In our gaff, the missus claims to be the resident DIY expert.
That must be tough.
Yeah. I came home last week and she was chewing my ear off saying the oven wouldn't turn on. What she didn't realise was a fuse below in the house earlier. What she didn't realise was a fuse blew in the house earlier when I plugged in my PlayStation and all the oven needed was the clock to be reset for it to work again. I told her I had to rewire the entire internal ignition. I'm saving up the points for a ham shank in the new year. Keep up the good work. Good home win there. Ham shank.
What does that mean?
I don't know, it was a hat.
Ham shank wank. What were we saying? I was
actually thinking it was like, oh, he just loves ham.
No, I thought she's going to give him a... Oh, right. I never really got that. Like, I haven't getting wanked off. Gee, I can do it. I can do it better than you can. So I mean,
give it here.
Like, if you're gonna do something I can't do myself.
Do you touch during hand jobs? Do you?
Christ's sake!
No.
So give it here. Fuck's sake.
Right, Mike Potter. Home
put it in your gobble. Fuck off. Try to not laugh. Couldn't.
Mike Potter, home win. I'm from Grimsby, so make me sound like as chavvy as you like. Okay.
Grimsby.
So me and the handbrake moved into our new gaff about 6 months ago. Ever since we've not been able to get the shower working. I have no idea if this is a Grimsby accent.
Who cares? That sounds like a Grimsby accent to me.
Brackets. We can still use the bath, so it's okay. Don't really like showers. Prefer bath. Since my hours at work have been all over the place, recently I've not really had the time to wait for a bath to run and do my thing, so I finally snapped and decided to get it sorted. After looking at a few videos online at the specific shower and seeing people dismantle the unit, I thought, nah, not for me. Anyway, after fucking about with a few switches in the fuse box, suddenly I hear water coming out the shower. Turns out the previous people living here turned the fuse for the shower off and didn't bother to tell anybody. Anyway, and hastily grabbed my toolkit and left it in the bath for the other half to see it laying there when she got home from work. Told her I took it apart and replaced the terminal, put it back together again, and Bob's your uncle. Anyway, now she thinks I'm big bollocks. I'm a big bollocks.
I'm a big bollocks.
She thinks I'm a big bollocks. And as a thank you, she's getting us a takeaway tonight along with a few tinnies. Cracking result.
Bosh, son. Yes.
Great home wins there.
Love it.
Congratulations to all of you. Get out there and make DIY easy, But make it look like it was hard.
Yeah, don't do it if you know how to do it. I'm not interested in people actually being able to do DIY. It's ones that get a result even though they didn't mean it.
Trick the system.
Or trick people into thinking they're better now.
Exactly. Still to come, we'll be singing the home win song at the end of the show. Shark news.
Anything going on, is it? Well, not shark news though, is it? Shark facts.
Shark facts, sorry, shark facts. Did you see what I put on my Twitter?
Oh.
About the lion.
He thinks I can't see him. Don't even try that. Yo, my boy.
That is so cool, isn't it? He's cooler than any of your little shark friends.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Frank's a bit like that.
Frank,
my dog.
right.
He's a bit like a little lion. It's a still pup. That's what it's like sometimes.
He does. Right, what are we on to? 19, I think. Sharks can be found in all of the Earth's oceans. Did you know that?
Yeah. 20.
Angel sharks were once called monkfish or bishop fish because their fins look like flowing robes.
I didn't know that, but that's cool. Never one.
21. The frilled shark or eel shark is called a living fossil because it is so much like some extinct sharks that are found preserved in rocks. Part of its skeleton resembles those of sharks that became extinct 350 million years ago.
Good.
Bit boring this week.
This 24 is good.
Portuguese sharks live at depths of 12,000.
24.
About two-thirds of shark attacks on humans have taken place in water less than 6 feet deep.
That's about this deep.
Yeah, I mean, it's not there, is it? That's not 6 foot, is it?
Imagine I'm
Imagine
standing
you're
up.
standing up, yeah.
So it's deep.
Sat down.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they got the gist. But yeah, okay.
Mate, isn't that scary? Because you're that close to the beach. And then suddenly...
BDA.
I don't know why you have to add the sex bit.
Because you're into it, it gets you hot. It gets you hot, it's mad.
It doesn't.
It's really weird. Maybe a bit like the lion thing though. BDA, finish off with some BDAs. First of all, because last week, I don't think we have an update from the guy, but he was having problems with his
dick.
Constant erections, yeah. He was asked, saying is there some sort of regime? A couple of people did comment, which I thought was quite interesting. So first of all, Owen Taylor, helping out the lad for hashtag BDA, he said you have to own your bone. Just tell her you got it because you like her. The boner is a compliment. Don't hide your boner in your waist. That's weird. That's
what you said.
Yeah, I stand by that.
Own the bone.
You've got to own the bone.
Yeah.
That's creepy. And don't tell her it's a compliment. That's creepy.
Yeah. It's compliment, if anything.
I guess that's just a compliment.
Look how hot you made him.
Grim. UC comments. He was pleased with you, Flav, last week. Saying,
yeah.
Flav, I'm happy you mentioned the bust boner thing. I mentioned it to my friends, and they all said they had no idea what I was on about.
Liar.
And would ask me on a bus for the next year. Do you have one now? Yeah, and I would need 30 seconds to figure out what they were asking. Yeah. 2 bits of BDA this week. First of all, Brooke Williams, who I have named now, sorry about that, but you actually tweeted me as well, because this is quite pressing news.
Yeah.
So just checking in, I took advice about over a year ago now, and I want my money... No, it doesn't say it. And it, to be honest, it worked for 6 months.
What was he saying?
With the missus. Then, I don't know, I think he was like, should I end it or not? I don't know. Then I stupidly ended it because I wasn't feeling it and just had a few life problems. I even took her to her first footy match, Liverpool versus United. Big one, I know. Things were good, and then I ended it after we broke up around 2 weeks later. Around 2 weeks... God, it's not the grammar here. Around 2 weeks later, she moved on with a lad that I knew from the start wasn't good for her, but couldn't do nothing about it. And I have slept with another girl thinking that would help me move on. And it didn't. But she's recently ended things with the ex, and she says she's not getting back with him. I've still liked her since we broke up, and not sure to leave it for good or try once more. Advice, please. Flav.
I don't know. No, I think that lots of stories, the story of a lot of relationships come with turbulent pasts, right? And this is just another little bump in the road. You've got over it. Go back out of her, treat her well. Don't bump her again unnecessarily. Don't dump her again unnecessarily.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, can you get her back?
Can you get her back?
Second of all, I would say, how old are you? If you are...
I reckon he's about 46.
Yeah, I think if you're 46, give it another go. If you're between the ages of 17 and 20...
If you're between the ages of 10 and 14.
yeah. If you're the ages of 17 and 25, I'd leave it and try and move on. That's my advice. Here's the other one. Joe3330 got a BDA, boys.
Good. Got a big dick advice, boys.
Yeah. Spoke to a couple of... This is weird, mate.
Good, I like weird.
Spoke to a couple of friends and got some different opinions. Pulled a solid 8, maybe even 9. Unbelievable. Not sure how I did it. But then she licked my nose. And I thought that was weird as fuck. And in my drunken state, I didn't appreciate what I had and just walked off. What do you boys think I should have done?
What point did you lick your nose? Are we talking about in the bed?
Yeah.
And how did she lick your nose? Just ran when
It
you
was
were
like a
kissing
cute
and she licked your nose? Is it a cute little one? Was it like she stuck her nose up your
nostril.
a tongue up your nostril?
This feels like a part 2, doesn't it?
I've had some sex where the woman has gone a bit licky crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Licky crazy?
Well, it's like licking your face and going crazy at that. It's like,
Too much.
It, at the time, felt a bit too much, but it weren't the end of the world. I definitely wouldn't consider walking away at that point.
This feels like a part 2.
There's some
more info here.
I found some women, like mental, they're kissing, like they seem normal, and you start kissing and getting on, they just go mad.
What is that?
Like there's very little like finesse to the way they're kissing. They're just like the tongue's going anywhere, in your mouth, all around your lips. It's like I've got no problem with it. I love a bit of mental, but
not the kissing bit.
I don't know what.
I don't know
where it comes from. Really, they lose control.
That's probably because you're so.
I don't know. I think it felt like something they always do. It wasn't me.
We need more information here.
Much more information. What can we do with that? She licked your nose at some point during the night, and that was what? There was
still off.
What do you want? What do you want us to say? What should you have done?
Jokingly said, "Why are you licking my nose?"
No, all right. It's like, oh, you're into that, are you? I've heard about people.
Oh, the
like
old
you.
nose licking.
Yeah, I've heard about people like you.
That's yeah.
It's not nonce. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to walk. At least the sexual perversions are on the lines of decency. It's not like you need to. You know, give her a second chance. She licked your nose, so what?
Of all the sort of she's into something.
Yeah,
that's so disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, if that was her thing.
Yeah, you say, mate, she's not like normal girls.
Oh, yeah. Like that.
What's she into?
What is it? Not like that, is it?
She's not. She's into some crazy stuff. Oh yeah, what? Yeah, she licked my nose.
She licked my nose.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. More information, please. What on earth? Why? Where?
17 ounces, this.
Okay.
17 ounces. This? Yeah? 17 ounces.
Right. So here we go.
Do you know he's a bitch fucking put it through someone's skull?
You got to chill out with that. Got to calm it down.
Sorry.
It's mad.
Is it?
I don't know, mate. It's just sort of like this violent leaning that you go towards. With the horror films and the sharks and the hammer.
What horror films?
I don't know, just into it. Right, here we go. This is probably the last podcast before Christmas, so
Dun, 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 dun.
Merry Christmas and all of that.
I'm going to fuck this up so bad.
So, McSlash, was McSlash, wasn't it? I think it was. It wasn't, apologies. He's written another song for us to sing, Home Wins to Park Life. So if you're a patron, if you're not a patron, you're missing out on this live. If you are, thank you for your support over these first few months.
Are you
very much
Are you in a
appreciate
is this going to be premiered again?
Premiered? Well, the pod?
On YouTube.
Don't know, do you want me to?
I don't know.
That was really a whim thing.
Yeah.
AdSense, goodbye.
Not now.
The intro, right?
Is it? I don't know when to come in.
Here we go. Incompetent is a constant term used to describe me by the one that is known as...
My wife.
While sipping her brew one morning, her phone slipped from her grip, somehow finding its way
inside.
The phone starts glitching, she starts bitching, and I'm all licorice all sorts.
Oh, I'm strife.
I said, don't worry, love, leave it with me. I'll have it fixed before you get back home.
Tonight, all the people, so many people, and they call a handyman. Your handyman's at home tonight.
It's a home win.
An article I read said to remove moisture from your device, submerge it completely in a bucket
of rice.
And as it happens, Jim, a good mate of mine, has enough rice to feed the entire population of
Mumbai.
I fixed her phone. I even fixed the boiler too. It gave me a sense of enormous well-being.
Big guy.
She comes home surprised but thankful. In gratitude, she coyly offers, tonight I'll do whatever you like.
Oh, the people, so many people, they call her handyman. I'm your handyman tonight.
Know what I mean?
Yeah. Home wins.
Screw tight.
Home wins.
Sharp knife.
Think and repeat. Looks like she just needs a bit of the old Bushman technique, you know?
Smack side.
Smack side!
Get yourself a drill. You'll say pounds and pounds and pounds.
Cheek guy! Oh, the people! So many people! They call her handyman. I'll be your handyman tonight. I wins.
There we go. But we did alright.
Versprung Dirk technique.
What was that from? What was that from?
I think that's from the actual track.
Oh, right.
Well done, Flav. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for supporting us and the podcast, and we'll see you in the new year.
Yeah, many thanks. Thank you very, very much.
Please, yeah, that might be the last song.
Might be. Couple of months.